gender, and they can be life-threatening. This weekend, the National Eating Disorders Association is hosting a walk here in Chicago to raise awareness. And joining us this morning is Ashley Galante of the National Eating Disorder Association. Ashley, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
I didn't realize, you are very active with this, but this is all volunteer work for you.
Yes, it is.
This is something you're really passionate about.
Absolutely.
So let's start with the basics here, because a lot of people think eating disorder and they think anorexia, bulimia. Those are the two big ones. But there's really a lot more potential eating disorders out there. What exactly constitutes an eating disorder?
Well, it's a very serious illness, potentially life-threatening. It has one of the highest mortality rates of any psychological disorder. And what people don't often realize is that there are physical aspects to this, and there is also emotional aspects to this, and it goes along with a lot of co-occurring conditions such as depression, anxiety, self-harm, substance abuse. So there's so many different factors that come together when it comes to an eating disorder.
Do you feel like there are a lot of people out there who might have eating disorders and just don't realize that's what they're struggling with?
Absolutely. The number that you said, 20 million women, 10 million men at some point in their lifetime will struggle with an eating disorder. And that's much lower than what it actually is, because a lot of people don't think that they have a problem. So when people reach out to the National Eating Disorders Association, that's a huge step, because it takes so much courage and so much effort to realize what's going on, admit that you have a problem, and ask for help.
Tell me about what's happening this weekend.
Well, we have our walk up in Lincoln Park this weekend at Diversey Harbor. We have been doing these walks in Chicago for 4 years now. NEDA itself started walks back in 2009, and they've grown to over 60 across the entire country, so we're really, really happy about that. But the walk will start at 9:30 with registration. You can register online up until Friday night. The walk itself will kick off at 10:30, and dogs are welcome, children are welcome, strollers. We want everybody to come out and have a good time. Bears don't start till 7:30 on Sunday night, so we can all have a nice afternoon before that.
Good to point that out. You can go for the walk and then go home and watch the Bears.
Exactly.
Right? I want to talk to you a bit about the notion of, you talked about the courage it takes to come forward with something like this. Yes. Because there is a notion, a stigma around eating disorders, that it's always about weight. It's
Very
always about
so.
appearance. And that's not, so many times, that's not it at all.
Exactly. It's a combination of so many different factors. Both genetically and environmental factors play a role, so it stems from a lot of different places.
Do you find at walks like this that a lot of people who show up maybe have never had experience with an eating disorder but know someone who has?
Exactly. This is my second year as the walk coordinator, and every year I am just amazed by the outpouring of love and support of everybody there. People who, they've never gone to a walk before, they've never even admitted it before, and this is the day that they do it.
So if people want to participate very quickly, where do they need to go?
They can go to NEDA/Chicago 2014. They can register online, or if you are someone you know is struggling with an eating disorder, you can always go to myneda.org, and they just have a wealth of information and programs that you can get access to there.
We will post that on our website for sure.
Thank you so much.
Ashley, thanks for coming in today. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, let's head over to Mark now and get a check of that forecast. Mark, maybe you can tell us what the weather's going to be like for that